What's up, everybody? Tom Pelissero here with Phil Mackey at Hammond Stadium. Phil, 3 weeks into spring training basically right now. We've already seen a lot of the things solved. 4 out of the 5 starters. We know what the middle infield's going to be. Really, the uncertain things right now still seem to be the injuries, although those are probably going to take care of themselves, as well as the bullpen. What do you think?
Yeah, you hit it right on, the bullpen and the injuries. But the injuries are starting to take care of themselves because Justin Morneau played in his first B game a couple days ago. Delman Young's back out there in action. There's only a couple guys left. And the bullpen, there's 3 spots with like 10 guys fighting for them, and all of them are pitching poorly, really. There's a few guys who are pitching okay, but for the most part, nobody really standing out in that bullpen battle quite yet.
And we saw it again today, some hiccups in the bullpen, as well as with Nick Blackburn on the mound. Now, this is one of those environments on a day like today where you see some guys pulled out of the lineup. You end up with no Tomey, no Delman Young, no Nishi at the last second. This is kind of what spring baseball is all about, though. It's amazing that 3 weeks in right now, we're still seeing these games where it's basically being played by AA players.
I know, and I know people are going to put stock into what they see here in the first couple weeks, whether it's Blackburn pitching well for 2 starts and then getting rocked here against the Blue Jays today, or Liriano pitching poorly in the first 2 starts. But with these pitchers especially, they're not game planning against hitters. They're pretty much throwing fastball, 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 working on location, working on their own, working out their own kinks. They're not game planning against other teams, so you can't put too much stock into stats early on.
Justin Morneau, we saw him in a B game. He's supposed to make his debut in an official game tomorrow. Still have not seen Joe Mauer, although it certainly seems as though as we get toward that 2-week barrier, 2 weeks left in spring training, which is going to come up early next week, you'd think he'd be getting back on the field. We've seen a little bit of Delman. We're probably going to see Kadire pretty soon here. I would think that by the middle of next week, we might start seeing a lineup that somehow resembles an actual Major League lineup.
And I'll tell you what, you know how they snuck Morneau into that B game. There's not another B game coming up anytime soon, but my guess is you're not going to see these red flags and fireworks and, hey, everybody, Joe Mauer is going to play tomorrow. It might be under the radar. Joe Mauer goes out, you see him on the field pregame, and then all of a sudden, boom, his name's in the lineup. I think the Twins are going to try and keep it low-key when they do put Mauer in and expect him to DH in his first game is my guess.
We're talking about a defending champion team, $114 million payroll. Once again, expectations are high despite how things have gone in the postseason. What sort of vibe do you get off this team, having been around them now for the better part of a month, just in terms of the expectation levels? Because, having talked to Bill Smith, he's not shy about saying our expectations are to go and be able to advance past the first round in the playoffs. Yeah. Do you get the feeling the players are on that same page?
I sense kind of a quiet confidence, and you've been around here now in a couple different stints. A lot of people are picking the White Sox and the Tigers, and I think the Twins are aware that they're not necessarily the favorites right now in this division. Like we said, the bullpen has to be fixed. The injuries have to take care of themselves, but there is a quiet confidence here with this team, and if Morneau's healthy, that's a really, really good lineup. So I think they kind of relish in that role of being the underdog, so to speak, and they'd rather be in that role this year than the role they were in last year as favorites.
You're getting very tan. Do you know that?
Yeah, it's we got the chest tan rocking here, too.
Yeah, that's enough. All right. He's Phil Mackey. I'm Tom Pelissero with 1500 ESPN. Full coverage at 1500ESPN.com and KSTP.com. We will see you.